What's up, everyone? Welcome into another episode of the Run Your Day podcast. As always, Dan Hafner joining you here this morning with the Run Your Day podcast and another topic inside of the theme of thankfulness for this Thanksgiving week in 2018. Today's episode actually is the 75th episode of the Run Your Day podcast as a side note. And today's topic is going to be this. It's a question we're going to pose and talk about together. Can gratefulness drive you? As always, thank you for joining. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's topic.
Welcome to the Run Your Day podcast, where our goal is to expand your focus and perspective on life. This is your daily dose of motivation, mindfulness, and so much more. And now, here to help you take your day back, your host, Dan Hafner.
All right, everyone, welcome into the show. Going to get started today with this question. Can gratefulness drive you? So this question kind of posed itself to me as I was going through these topics and thinking about what I wanted to talk about this week. And this has really been a habit that I have been in, and I know that a lot of people, I've read a couple, blog posts and such on this, and I just kind of wanted to bring my own twist to this. And I really wanted to talk about the three things that daily gratefulness has brought not only into my life, but can bring into yours, okay? So there are three main things when you go through this action of at least writing down or saying or making a note of one thing that you are grateful for every day. And this can repeat itself, but getting in the habit of every single day, just writing down in a journal or making a voice note to yourself or just keeping track of somewhere something that you are grateful for, whether it is a big thing or a small thing. You can be grateful for your home. You can be grateful for your spouse. You can be grateful for a book that you read. You can be grateful for something a coworker said to you at some point. So really, as you get this running list of things, really what I've been doing as an example that you can go piggyback off of is inside of a journal that I've been keeping track of with a lot of things as far as I've been tracking my progress over the last 6 months is a daily gratitude practice. And that is every single day writing down like just one thing that I'm grateful for. It started out with big things, right? Having a vehicle, having a job, having a podcast, having a spouse, the big things in life. And as I've gotten further into this practice, it's gotten to be the smaller things that I'm more grateful for, right? The little things that I notice around my home, or the little things with my wife, the little things like a specific sentence I read in a book or a blog or saw on a video, like little insights that I get. And it really has been a habit that has brought out three main things that I want to share with you guys that, this daily gratitude practice really drives home for you. So number one is that obviously, going along with today's topic, it makes you more thankful. So being grateful makes you more thankful. Who would have thought, Dan? Great insight. But truly it does. It gets you in this mental habit of, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter the crappiness that you're experiencing, the stress that you're under, it gives you this little release during the day of, hey, you know what? Like this situation or this thing that I have or these words that someone spoke to me, I'm really grateful for that, and I'm thankful for this person, or I'm thankful for that situation. It was really a gift to me in disguise or a blessing in disguise. And yeah, like I'm thankful for that, So that is the first thing that it really does. It makes you a more thankful and grateful person, obviously. Okay. The second thing is it makes you more driven. Okay. Now, the more you can be grateful with things, the more from my experience, the more driven you can be. because as we go through our days, as we go through our lives, we tend to get bogged down by a lot of different things, a lot of the stress, a lot of the crap that comes up that we have to deal with every single day, and we never have time for anything, and it just gets to be too much sometimes, right? What I have found is the more I have been grateful for, the more it fuels my desire to win, my desire to get better, to improve. Because I realize all of the assets and tools that I have at my disposal to succeed, right? Sometimes you think you're all on your own, you don't have anyone in your corner, you don't have any assets to employ, tools to use towards moving towards something. And then you sit down and think about all that you're grateful for, and you realize, like, hey, I have this ace up my sleeve, or this thing in my back pocket that I can use in this situation. I have a book that I can go to that I read, or a video, or this YouTube subscription that, I follow this guy, and he really talks about things that I really like to hear and can really get insights on this daily, and or just, I have $20 saved in my pillow, or whatever it might be. So the second part of this daily gratitude practice is it increases your drive and your hunger, because you start to realize just how much you truly have. Even if you don't have a lot, if you don't have a lot of money, if you don't have a lot of things in your life, you start to realize that you have a whole lot more at your disposal than you truly think that you do. Okay? And then finally, the third piece that this does, this daily gratitude practice, is that it makes you more humble. Okay? It really does. At the end of the day, it really ties into the second one. As you become more driven, as you start to realize more of the things that you have, really it becomes this humbling experience, because you start to realize, like, okay, things aren't quite as bad as I thought they would be. I'm grateful for this situation, or this person, or these words that were spoken, and things aren't too bad right now. Things could always be worse, right? You start to have this humbling effect that really can kind of relax you. It can kind of set you at peace, and it can really humbling is the best word for it. I almost have this every day when I'm sitting down and thinking of what I'm going to write, and I'm like, I'm grateful for this. And it really makes me think, yeah, I take that for granted, or I don't give that enough credit, or one of those thoughts in your mind, and it starts to train your mind in a way that you really don't see it first, but over months and months and months, I've started to notice this pattern in me that, I realize these things much, much more quickly. And I'll even multiple times throughout the day start to realize, like, oh, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, I'm grateful for that. Now, I don't write 10 things down a day. I've been in the habit of writing one thing down a day. But I start to notice these in my mind, right? They just, when your mind is trained on something, it starts to recognize those. We as human beings are wired for recognition and patterns. And when you start to be more grateful and you start to force yourself into that habit, you start to realize these things more and more often. Okay. So to recap, the three things that this daily gratitude practice has taught me, and I hope it can teach you, is 1, it makes you more thankful. 2, it makes you more driven. And 3, it makes you more humble. So if you're trying to, change your outlook on things, or the way that you react to things, or your mental state, or just anything that you're trying to do, I highly, highly suggest that you try this. And I'm actually going to start, this is part of the daily challenge from the Run Your Day podcast as well, is write down one thing that you're grateful for, even all week. Just start to keep a tab of, even if you don't have to write it down, you can keep mental notes of it. I highly, highly recommend you write them down, because you want to go back as the week progresses and look back at these things and start to compare them. But really what I want you to try today is just to write down one thing that you're truly grateful for, whether it's a person in your life, a thing in your life, an asset you have, something somebody said to you. It can be from your past, from the present day, whatever it is. What is one thing that you are grateful for? And comment that below in the Run Your Day podcast page on our Facebook page. This is the week of Thanksgiving. It's a time to give thanks, be grateful for things. And I would love to hear from the Run Your Day community what you guys are truly grateful for, and start to get into this habit of practicing daily gratitude. Okay, so that's my challenge for you today. That's going to wrap up today's show. As always, head over to the Run Your Day Facebook page if you're not there already, and comment below the post for today, episode 75. Can Gratefulness Drive You? I would love to hear from you guys, and would love to hear any of your comments and or recommendations for topics for the rest of the week. So share that and get after it today. And we will talk to you next time. Dan Hafner signing off. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you for listening to the Run Your Day podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, feel free to share today's show with friends and family. Until next time, have a great day.